So I would say every one of these are my favorite, so I stopped doing that. But this is definitely one. The Evolved Sea Sparrow missile, the ESSM Block 1. And let me get your attention down to this little contraption down here, right here on the bottom. You guys see this? This is pivotal in this argument. These are the target illuminators. They're the target illuminators. They're going to become very important here in a few minutes. So the general characteristics of the Evolved Sea Sparrow missile Block 1. Primary function, surface to air and surface to surface radar guided missile. This is very important right here. This isn't air to air or anything else. All of it, both functions, surface to air, surface to surface. This is directly from the Navy.mil. Okay? Bistatic semi-active seekers in the nose of a missile receive a reflected signal from a target that is being illuminated with an RF signal transmitted from a fire control radar. This guy on a standoff platform, for example, aircraft or ship. In our example, it's a ship. These are surface-fired missiles. Such systems require that the platform maintain what? Line of sight to the target until it is engaged by the missile. Ship-based standard missile and the NATO Sea Sparrow anti-air missiles are examples of such a semi-active mode. The NATO Sea Sparrow requires a constant signal for homing. From naval technology, ranges more than 35 miles. The target is illuminated with a 2-degree RF pencil beam, which has to be maintained, that is painted on the target until detonation. At a more than generous 50 feet elevation above sea level, that's the target illumination radar height. The target should be hidden behind 463 feet of curvature. So, please explain how you can have line of sight 35 miles away on a spinning ball by showing how a 2-degree RF pencil beam can penetrate 463 feet, that's 141 meters of target hidden height, through a wall of water 24 miles in length. PS 35 miles is lowballing. The official max effective range is classified, i.e. it's much, much greater than 35 miles. So, either A, the Evolved Sea Sparrow missile, that's the Evolved Sea Sparrow missile Block 1 exists, or the spinning ball religion exists. Both can't be true. The end. The knighted spinning space monkeys live in a fairy tale. See if you can follow this. Range of the Evolved Sea Sparrow missile Block 1 is 50 kilometers. Actually, it's much farther. Like I just said, it's classified. Number 2, the target must be illuminated by an RF pencil beam via target illumination radar on the launch ship for the weapon system to engage. Ergo, it must have line of sight. Number 3, the target illumination radar and the Evolved Sea Sparrow missile Block 1 must be on the same launch ship. Number 4, surface targets, ships, and sea skimmers are engaged by the Evolved Sea Sparrow missile Block 1 from the launch ships. Number 5, the horizon at 50 feet elevation, according to the begging the question curve calculators, is 8.65 miles. Ergo, the limit of line of sight on a sphere is 8.65 miles at that elevation. Number 6, if the ESSM Block 1 can engage surface targets from ships at anything greater than 8.65 miles, that's 13.9 kilometers, and it most assuredly can, then the Earth must be flat. The prosecution rests simple. They live in a fairy tale, the end. A typical comeback to this. And I've touched on it up above. But the missile and the target illumination radar don't have to be on the same ship, Quantum Racer. Factually incorrect by Raytheon. Unlike the RIM C7 Sea Sparrow missile and the ESSM Block 1, Block 2's active seeker will support terminal engagement without the launch ship's target illumination radars. This means the RIM 7 Sea Sparrow and the ESSM Block 1 must have the target illumination radar and the missile on the same ship. The ESSM Block 2 doesn't need the launch ship's target illumination radar on the ship, but the Block 2 Evolved Sea Sparrow missile isn't going to be ready until 2020. From docs.house.gov, the Evolved Sea Sparrow missile Block 2, an improved short-range ship-based missile that counters attacks by multiple cruise missiles at low altitude, as well as adversary jamming and radar deception. It will be fielded in 2020 with 80 missiles going to the fleet. By my clock right here, that's a year away. Ergo, please tell me how the Evolved Sea Sparrow missile Block 1 has been engaging surface-based targets at more than 50 kilometers with the target illumination radars on launch ships for the past 15 years. 15 years right here. They were full operational use since 2004, directly from the Navy. You ready? Kaboom! The highly venerated fairy tale spinning ball space monkey religion just crashed and burned with such ferocity it would make Steve Austin's $6 Million Man Crash and Burn look like a fender bender. Questions come.